In previous videos, we talked about the cornea anatomical structure. We talked about the refractive index of the cornea. We talked about the shape of the cornea. We talked about the radii of curvature of the posterior and anterior surface of the cornea. In this video, we're going to talk about the central thickness of the cornea, which is a very important part of our cornea. So what is the central thickness of the cornea? The central thickness of the cornea, as you can guess from the name, is the highest thickness part of the cornea, or we can say at the center of the cornea, or the maximum thickness that we have, we call it central thickness. So this part of the cornea, there is a lot of studies about how they can measure it. But why that part of cornea is important for us? One is that it helps us for accurate diagnosis, because when you know that, you can do a better diagnosis. It helps for risk assessment, and also when it is in the range, it's a kind of indicator of healthy human eye. So what is the range of the cornea? Based on a very well-known research, in 2000, that's a major review paper. It has about 45 pages. I look at that paper and it's very well cited, from 2000 to 2003, 2000 people cited this paper. So that's a very well-known paper. You can see, I read some parts of that paper. Even, the center thickness of the cornea, it depends on ethnicity. There is some kind of studies. So there's a difference between female and male. But generally, based on the results and based on the measurement that we have, you can see here is the histogram of the cornea central thickness. Our numbers is around between 0.5 to 0.6. You can see we have a huge peak here. And the mean center thickness that is acceptable between most of the eye scientists is 0.536 plus and minus 0.031 millimeter, or in another word, we can say 536 micron plus and minus 31 micron. So that's a very well-known range that we use for the average of the cornea central thickness, that in another video that I showed you how we can import those numbers into our Zmax model also. So that's a very well-known number. And the tolerance that we can actually put into our model is plus and minus 31 micron. Thank you very much. And here are some references that I use for this video.